So I realized I was pregnant when I was giving birth. Okay, so I'm Sabrina and I'm a professional makeup artist.
What is cryptic pregnancy and how does it happen normally?
So cryptic pregnancy is a type of pregnancy where you don't actually get to know you're pregnant because you don't exhibit the normal symptoms of pregnancy. So most people will tell you when they're pregnant either they were having maybe stomach pains or they were puking or this various different types of symptoms that normally occur. But now in cryptic pregnancies it's not so visible, or even if they do occur they're very minor, so it's hard for you to actually note that this is what is happening inside your body. So I realized I was pregnant when I was giving birth, and what happened is earlier, actually that day, the same day when I gave birth, I was having drinks with my aunt around 6 p.m. And later on I went and I put her daughter to bed. Then afterwards I was making a call to my sister, and I was talking to my sister, and earlier on in the year I felt a bit of discomfort, but it wasn't too much. So since my period hadn't come, that was actually one of the only symptoms that was could have told me I was pregnant, because all I had was spotting in between. But now the only difference is that my periods are normally already irregular. So my periods being irregular, sometimes I'll get them after 3 months, sometimes I'll get them after 2 months, sometimes they'll be like, we're just not here. So for me it wasn't really one symptom that stood out, like you've not gotten your period. So I used to spot in between, which made me think, okay, maybe that was your period, because I'd spot for like maybe about 2 days and then it would stop, come back again after a while. So when I went for a checkup, I was misdiagnosed.
What did they say?
They told me I had IBS.
What's that?
So irritable bowel syndrome. So the doctor was just like, we're going to prescribe some medicine and like just watch your diet and whatnot. And I said, okay. So for a while, that's what was like, anytime you feel some sort of discomfort, I'd know, okay, that's that. So this evening, from having drinks with my aunt, and I go and put her daughter to sleep, and then now I'm talking to my sister on the phone and my water breaks. But now when my water breaks, I didn't know it was my water breaking. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to call my aunt to take me to hospital. So the doctor, I'm like, yo, I'm in so much pain. I have IBS. I feel like peeing, but I can't pee. Pump this urine out of me. And he says, okay, fine. He goes to rush and get the tubes and what? Lie down on your back and then just spread your legs. And I spread my legs, and the nurse goes like, isn't that a baby's head?
Oh my god.
I was like, what? Excuse me, no. First of all, there's no baby, so that cannot be. You have to be seeing something else.
Did you notice like any weight changes? Did your belly grow?
I was actually slimmer. That's the funny thing. I didn't gain weight. I lost weight. I lost weight. I lost a lot of weight during that period. The entire time he was telling me about how he was going to put on oxygen and what, my mind was not actually taking this in. Like, I was on that hospital bed asking myself continuously, what on earth is happening?
You are confused.
Yeah. What, like, are you telling me right now that I just went into I have just given birth?
Imagine.
And then the people tell you stories about giving birth.
Yeah.
And you have this entire picture in your mind. But now I didn't even get time to prepare psychologically.
Yeah,
I'm just
the pregnancy gives you time to bond with the baby.
Exactly.
Actually prepare for that.
None of
hear
that.
the labor stories and prepare yourself mentally. And now all of a sudden you woke up one day and the baby is here.
I call in work tomorrow
and say,
hi guys, I can't make it because I just gave birth. Literally the next day I was calling, everyone was like, okay Sabrina, what time are you getting into work actually? Because no one was believing me. You were at work yesterday. We all saw you and you were not pregnant.
Yeah.
So you can't say you've just given birth. One of my friends who was actually there is the one who had to come and confirm that I have actually given birth. Because no one is believing it. We've seen you, we've been with you, we've gone out with you. There was no way you were pregnant.
Because I'm thinking, even you were not believing it. Like,
I
how
wasn't.
would anyone start thinking that I just saw you yesterday.
Literally.
You were fine, and all of a sudden
it sounds so crazy. Yeah. And it's like you have no time to prepare for it. It's like, okay, so now you're a mom. Her dad and I, he's from Nigeria, so he's in Nigeria, and I'm here. He wasn't around. I'm like, not even the support. We've just spoken. We actually spoke before I went into labor, and I told him I was going to bed. So I'm calling him in the morning, and I'm like, hi, Santana is here, because we had already named her. We had decided, okay, when we have a daughter, this is going to be her name. If you have a son, this is going to be his name. So in the morning, I'm calling him and I'm like, Santana is here. And he laughs because obviously, I mean, we were talking just last night. You okay? So there's no way this is happening. And calling him and telling Santana is here, and he's like, huh? So he laughs it off, and then he's like, okay, so what are you doing today? Have you already left work? I'm like, no, honestly, I'm in hospital and I've given birth. He was like, switch to audio. So I switched to audio and he sees me, he's like, okay, so what are you doing in hospital? Yeah, video, sorry. He's like, what are you doing in hospital? And I'm like, I have given birth. Like, he was not believing it. I tell him, no, seriously, I've given birth. He's like, no. So he tells me, okay, I want to see her. So I take a picture, send it to him, and he says, you know what, I'm calling you back. And after an hour, he calls back, and he's like, wow, so how are you doing? And I was surprised because that's not the reaction I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. So when he was like, how are you doing? And he was just so concerned, and like, he's generally a good guy. So I was like, okay, so does this mean like you're not mad? Like, because I was mad. I felt like my life had been rudely interrupted. Rudely interrupted. Like, I was so mad, and I'm like, are you not angry? Like, he was just okay. He's like, he's spoken to his mom, and he feels like, you know, like she's already here, so we just have to take care of her, and we just have to be there for her. He was very supportive, and I would say, actually, if he wasn't as supportive as he was, I do not know like how it would have been for me, because the entire process was stressful. Everything was just not the way I had planned it.
Yeah, because I'm thinking as a woman, it's like, okay, I hate to use the word, but alien. It's like,
yeah, it is.
Baby is here.
Yeah.
Your
and
mind might
no announcement, nothing.
Yeah, might decide to reject that baby.
That
like,
is what my mind did.
Like,
that is exactly what my mind. Even the doctor, my aunt recently told me, I was with her, I think about like 2 weekends ago, and she told me when the doctor went to see her, he told her, I have never seen a worse case of rejection ever. Like, since he started delivering babies, he has never seen anyone who has rejected their baby that I did.